What's going on, everybody? So today we're gonna be talking about the new 99 watt hour Came TV battery and the new charging power station that goes along with it. Now, Came TV did send me this, but this review was not promising, right? This was not like, hey, I'll do this in exchange for like the gear. They sent this to me because they like what I did with my last video in regards to the headset. So shout out to Came TV, but I'm not required to say anything positive about my experience with this battery. Now, speaking of which, there are definitely some pros. I'm gonna be real short, it's a battery, so it's not too many cons for me, like it does what I need to do, but I do wanna kind of highlight some of the features that you get with this battery in comparison to something like the small rig batteries, which kind of cost like a little bit more than say something like a Came TV battery. Now, the small rig batteries are on sale right now for I think like around 203 bucks, but the Came TV battery still comes in cheaper at 178. And for all intents and purposes, you're getting pretty much the same functionality that you would get out of the small rig batteries, right? So you still get USB-C charging if you need to. You still have two DC current volts, right? 8.4 volts and a 12.4. 12 volts. You have a USB-A, like I said, USB-C, because you could do input and output on this on 65 watts. So it's like when you compare something like the small rig battery, you're essentially getting the same thing just with like a cheaper price. I've been using this battery consistently on pretty much a lot of my gigs as of late because I really wanted to see, you know, what type of stress, what type of load I could put on this battery and how long it would last. What I can say is as soon as I get through dragging, when they're dragging across my street right now. Now, what I can say in regards to this battery is it definitely lasts me. I would say like around 3-4 hours, depending on what I'm using. If I'm recording like with the Ninja V out of mode and still charging my, my FX3 and running like the Highland, the Mars 400S Pro. If I'm running that all like through my FX3 rig, then it will kind of like, get a little, then it would kind of like around like 2.5 hours. So, but if you just kind of like running this on your camera and nothing else, I would say you get like a solid 4 hours out of this battery. And I like it because how small it is, easy, compact, and can be stored in a book bag. And with the small rig accessory mount, like for the V mount, it just kind of makes my camera look more compact and everywhere that I need it to. Now, another highlight feature I want to touch on this battery is the fact that it actually tells you what your uses is, what your input is, and like how much time you got, right? So if I was to put this like on my FX3, it would actually tell me like, hey, with everything that you have plugged up, you can expect amount, around 3 hours or 2 hours with this current charge system that you're using. And I would say it's fairly accurate, right? Now, another thing too I want to touch on in regards to these batteries here is the fact that they come with a charging station. Now, this charging station is actually very unique because you can actually have your V mounts power whatever it is that you need to do, right? So here you can see you have the USB-C port. So if I wanted to plug my phone in this and get charged, it actually supports fast charge on my Samsung phone. So and then you would hear one of the cons with this charging station. Now, the charging station isn't perfect, but you can hear that. Anytime this thing starts to like kind of like either if you're charging your batteries or charging any device or have this plugged up and it's charging your batteries for you, it gets really, really loud. Like so loud to the point that, let's unplug that. You can hear the 757 turned off. It gets so loud to the point that I would not recommend this for you to use like on a production, right? Because you're going to definitely hit the fans. Like if I have this plugged into like my dining room, I'm going to be able to hear this wherever I am. Like if I'm in the kitchen, like something's going to be on, like you can hear the fans going pretty extensively. But as you can see, they have like so many ports for you to charge things through. It's kind of like, there's gonna be pros and cons to everything. There's no such thing as a perfect device, but we have 2 D taps. We have 2 DCs, we have 2 USB-As, and then we have a USB-C port. And then the great thing about this is, number one, you actually have a flashlight on this as well, which the V mounts will run, and you can power the flashlight. And then on top of that, you can actually plug USA like plugs, and I'm pretty sure like European plugs, like the actual DC plugs, you can actually plug this directly into this and then charge whatever you need to charge. So, if you have bigger V mounts, this could be your whole power station where you're out in the woods, out in production, and you just don't, you don't have anywhere to plug stuff up, but you have some good hefty V mounts. This power station definitely does come in handy. Like I said, the only con I would have it is with the fans. So after using these batteries, do I recommend them? Absolutely. Like if you're somebody who's looking to travel with these on airplanes, keep a low profile, but also kind of get the same functionality of a small rig, but you don't want to pay like the extra few bucks. Like in regards to seeing the time and everything like that, how much charge you have left, I would definitely recommend these batteries. Now, one thing I do want to mention before I forget is that with these batteries, you actually have to kind of like activate them when you plug certain things in. So like prime example, if you're not running this through like a V mount, like what's the word I'm looking for? like, you know, like how ZG Cine has like their little V mount plate, if you will. Something that doesn't have you like control it through outside of the battery, right? You have to actually hit the power button to turn things on. So there was a situation I was trying to plug my Ninja V up like directly into the battery itself, running through the DC ports here. As I was trying to plug it up, I was noticing I was not getting power, and that's because you actually have to actually click this button, the power button, to initiate power, so it knows like, okay, you're trying to send power to something. You know, you actually have to turn that on. So if you do get these, you notice like, hey, something's not working. 9 times out of 10, you click the power button, which is going to actually show the display, and then you'll be able to, you know, charge whatever you need to charge up, or, you know, power whatever you need to power. If you all are interested in picking these up, I'll make sure I link them down in the description below. It definitely helps the channel out. But if you're looking for a longer solution battery, if you're looking for a longer compact solution for your cameras, I definitely recommend the KMTV 99 watt hour batteries. Catch you on the next one, man. Deuces.